Hey, welcome back. Just out here, it's early morning on Saturday. Man, and the rain is just plentiful right now. Trees are looking good. Even my maples over here are actually a lot taller. They're probably about 3-4 times the size they were. And I'm just trying to fill up some of these totes over here. I'll get a quick shot so my phone doesn't get soaked, but I just want to fill this up at least halfway so I can get the weight on them, so I can get them to settle on the ground a little bit before I start doing all the plumbing. Because it's not going to be, I'm not going to use unions or anything like that. I'm just going to do one solid connection all the way down. So it's filling up right now. The pond is low, which I'm really surprised. I don't know why the water, with all this rain, we haven't filled up my pond, but must just be absorbing into the ground before I can reach there. Oh yeah, gotta do grass is long. Gotta get on that grass. Holy moly. So yeah, this is looking good too. Well, I think what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna make some willow bark tea for helping with rooting. And we'll get into that as we get over there and get some willow tips. All right, we're gonna make some willow bark tea, which is good for the rooting hormone. It has that acylic acid in it that you get like in aspirin. So I have a big weeping willow that we had took out of the ground that was a branch that got stuck into the ground and sprouted a sprout. So we cut a piece off and put it in our front yard, and it's growing really well. Not my favorite tree, but they are nice when you do have them. But anyways, the one rule of thumb you want to remember is that the bark you want to use is definitely bark that you can cut with scissors. So if you can't cut it with scissors, you probably shouldn't use it. It's too thick, it's too new, or sorry, excuse me, too old. So a lot of this stuff is like just the right thickness. It cuts really easy. It's green inside. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our hammer here, and we're going to take a few of these little sprouts, just like this, or these little shoots, or what do you want to call them, and we're just going to smash them a little bit with the hammer. I got a little ball peen hammer. I'll use the wood here, and if this doesn't work, I'll use the anvil. But yeah, you just want to break that bark open, you know. So you can see that I'm just smashing all of the bark apart, and I'm trying to make that. Well, technically, I can just peel the bark off and use it and shred it. Now, if you can shred it, and you got a nice little blender you want to get rid of, because I think once you do that to this, it'll destroy it. But yeah, we're gonna break all of this apart. We're gonna get it nice and flat and mushy, and then I'm gonna stick it in this water right here, and we're gonna let it sit for 24 hours. Then tomorrow we're gonna come back and we're gonna use it. I'm gonna go get some cuttings, and I'm gonna dip them, and not only that, but I'm gonna use it to moisten the little container that I use for my propagating. And I'll definitely get that over here too, because I have some grapes I'd like to show you. It's been 3 weeks, so I said I'd give you a little update on that. So we're going to do this first, and then we'll get the grapes out. We'll see how they're doing. All right, so we're going to let this seep here. I'm going to add a little bit more water to it. We're going to let it sit for 24 hours without the lid on it, because we don't want it to ferment. And it's no longer 24 to no longer than 48 hours. You don't want to let it sit there. So anyways, grapes, like I tell you, I didn't cut any of the grape leaves. I just took whatever cutting I got, and then I just yanked it out. And in 3 weeks, these are the root systems I have. So when it comes to grapes, they are super easy to propagate. These are Concord grapes. I'm assuming I got every one of them, pretty much. See, even the small one here has got roots on it. So I have another 6, 7, 8 plants at least for next year, for sale or to use, or we'll see how we make out, but we're going to transplant them up. But right now it's raining so hard, I can't even get out there without getting soaked. I'm absolutely wet now as it is. So we're going to wait a little bit, and then we're going to go grab some dirt, soil is a better word to use, I guess. And we're going to transplant them up, get them out there sitting in the rain, in the sun. And yeah, we're going to have some grapes for next year as well. Maybe we'll go take some more cuttings too, get them going again. Always be propagating. Okay, this is a pretty simple transplant. pot of dirt, pack it down, make sure it's already wet before you do it, as opposed to doing it after. I don't really like this soil. It's got a lot of wood in it, but we're gonna use it anyways. It's what we got. So pretty simple enough. Tug lightly, maybe even help it a bit if you got the help it out. There we go. There we go. And pull yourself out a little nice rooted grape tree or grape plant, vine. Get it in there, and then pack it down a little bit. You know, you don't want it loose. If I had all the materials with me, I would, you know, there would be pure light and compost mixed with it, a little more soil added. But we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do that 11 more times because there was 11 of them, and they all routed, all of them, except for, like, I think there was 2 that kind of died, 2 little puny ones. But that's okay. That's good. That's good. And then I got some more grapes over here. I'll just give you a good. I don't know if you can see that over here. It's right there. There you go. I got some grape and some Hascap honeyberry that we're gonna try and propagate as well. So we'll throw that in there. So let's do that. We'll use our Willow tea tomorrow to help with that. Right now, I'm gonna finish up these grapes and put them outside. So what I did was I took a bunch of extra cuttings, grape cuttings down there, the branches that were just kind of out of control, and threw them in. I didn't use any hormone, no powders, no gels, no nothing. Just throw them right in there. They don't have a problem rooting. So what I'm also going to do is I got these honeyberries right here, right there, and I'm just going to let them soak overnight with the willow juice there, the willow tea, the willow bark tea, however you want to pronounce it. And I'm going to let that kind of dry out a little bit, this little container. Hopefully it'll suck some of the moisture out of it. And then what I'm going to do is when I put these in, I'm going to also add that water to that tote. So hopefully I can get some honeyberries out of this. I'm not too successful with the fruit cuttings. I got one last year, but let's see what we can do. Gotta keep learning, keep propagating, just keep going in general. You can see the tremendous weight these apples are putting on this tree. It's just all growing from the top, and there's a lot on here. I also have this little funnel web here, which usually means caterpillars. So there's all kinds of caterpillars in there. I'm gonna take that and burn it. You can see all the caterpillars in it if you look real close. There you go, good shot. But yeah, I'm gonna pick some of these apples. They're not quite ready yet, but my boss loves apples, so I'm gonna take him a bunch and see what he thinks. Always ask the connoisseurs. Okay, one of the side jobs I've been kind of meaning to get back at is, this is the one. I have an apple tree here. It's a Granny Smith. It's got some apples on it, but it's bent right over. It just wants to grow sideways. So I don't really post up my trees at all, but in this particular case, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a post out here and try to pull it back this way a bit and see if I can get it to grow a little straighter. And we'll be watching it as we go. So yeah, I want to keep them all alive as best I can, so, but I also want them to grow straight. There you go, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So there you go. Yeah, I don't have much to say about that. I'm probably gonna find something to put in here to keep it from rubbing, just right in here. Probably get a little piece of rubber or cloth or something. But yeah, we'll keep it like that for a little while and see if she straightens out. Maybe grow a few branches on this side. But yeah, I didn't want it to keep growing to the one side. That would suck. Just takes up too much room. Now I'm gonna go back and pick a few more apples for the boss and see what else I can get done today. All right, so I found some more of these tent caterpillars up in my little pear tree over here. So I just broke the branch off. I don't have my cutters on me at the moment, so I just kind of took the branch, and we'll remove these things right away. Better to get rid of them when you can. And then my apple tree, my poor apple tree. My dad likes these apples, I don't. I think they're really kind of bland. But look at the apples just coming on this tree. Like the overlap branches, improperly pruned. and it's just a big mess, but we'll let it grow. My boss again likes apples, so I got a bunch of apples for him to try. My dad also likes them, so I'll drop some off at the house for him, and some for my compost. So hey, everything that I don't get used goes to the compost. So can't wait for everything to just be in full bloom like these apples and or pears around here. Lots of grapes doing well. A little scan of the food forest here. Yeah, we're getting there, but there's just so many projects I got to get to, one thing at a time. Let's get back to the watering system, the irrigation system, the rain catchment system, however you want to refer to it, and let's get back there. A little bit of everything done this week. I fill the pond up next weekend. Stay tuned. Okay, so I pulled all my cuttings, my honeyberry cuttings out of the willow tea, and I put it in here. I put some of it. I watered some of this with the willow tea. I put it in my struggling blueberry that I nipped last week. If you watched that video from last week, I'll try to leave that one at the end. And I'm just gonna go put this in the shaded area on the north side of the barn, and that's it for this weekend. We'll see you next weekend.